Have you guys ever had a friend who you thought was your friend and they said something about you? Have you guys ever had a friend who was stuck there for you throughout thick and thin? And have you guys always had a friend that's always checked up on you even when you didn't need to, or even when you didn't know that someone was thinking about you? So today in this video I'm going to talk about friends. I've had loads and loads of best friends. I remember going back to high school, I always had a best friend, and we would meet each other every single day. We would sit at one another's lockers. We would text each other when we were getting to school. And I had a couple of best friends. Some of them were still best friends till this day. And then some of them we stopped being friends back in high school. I remember my one best friend, one day I came to school and they were walking to my locker. Normally every morning I'd be like, hey, what's up? How's it going? And this time they didn't say anything to me. And I'm like, wait, I'm like, hey. And they're ignoring me. And I'm like, whoa, this is weird. So I look at them and they turn around and I'm like, do you want to talk? And they like kind of like push their hand, push my hand back. And I'm like, okay. So they nudged my hand back and I'm like, all right, let me give them their space. I don't know what's going on. Maybe they're going through something. So then I text them and I'm like, I'm in my first period class and I'm like, is everything good? No reply. So then later on, one of my friends comes up to me and they're like, why did you do this to my friend? And I'm like, what are you talking about? And they're like, why did you hurt my friend's feelings? And I'm like, I never hurt your friend's feelings. Who are you talking about? And I was thinking they were talking about someone else, but it turns out they were talking about my best friend. So automatically I look at them and I'm like, I never did that. And I'm like, if that person is saying this, I need them to come talk to me. So what I did was I went home, let everything settle. The next day I wanted to talk to my friend, but for some reason they didn't want to talk to me. And I'm like, what's going on? And they just go off, like let loose. And automatically I look at them and I'm just like, I'm so confused. Like, I don't know how to react. I'm in shock. And then I'm just like, I retaliate in the exact same way that they were going off at me. And I'm just like, if you have a problem, let me know. Don't make up stuff and don't sit here and act like there's stuff going on when nothing ever happened. And they were embarrassed. They ran away. And that was my last time talking to them. But for me, it was a sense of trust and then almost a sense of shock at the same time to think that I had never did anything to this person. They're just randomly attacking me. Now, automatically, I'm like, why? So at the time, I was 16 years old, teenager. You don't know many things. Things are happening. Everyone is going through different things. There's drama. And I'm like, I don't know what this is. So what I did was I just cut them off. We didn't talk for a while. They wanted to be my friend again. They wanted to come back into my life, but I said, hey, I don't want to be friends with someone who's automatically just going to treat me disrespectfully for no reason and just push me aside when I didn't do anything to them. So basically, I'm 22 now, so as I'm older, I think about the situation. I'm like, all right, let's think about it. That friend may have been going through some things, and I was in a happy place at the time, so that friend may have seen me, and they're like, why is he so happy? Why is he like this? Why am I not this way? And instead of talking to me about it or asking me, hey, like, can I use some help? Automatically, they wanted to create drama, so they wanted to go with a low negative frequency and say, hey, I'm just going to destroy you. I want you to feel as bad as I'm feeling, but I don't want any help from you. So is that a friend? No, that's an extremely toxic friendship. And I think that if there's anyone like that, if you guys have gone through a friendship with anyone that's that way, you need to cut them off because that isn't a genuine friend. So switching on the positive side, I've had a best friend since high school. We've been best friends since we were 14 years old, and we're still best friends till this day. And so we've been best friends for about 8 years now. And then we don't have to speak to one another every day. We don't always have to talk, but we always check up on one another. We always check up on one another. We hang out every day, and it's something where it's effortless. You know what I mean? I'm not always like, hey, like you have to hit me up, you have to do that. It's healthy, And I think that that's a good relationship and friendship, is that when you don't always have to talk to that person every day, but when you do talk to them, it's like you guys left off where you were. So those are friendships in a nutshell for me. Another thing that I want to say for you guys to watch out is with trust. You need to watch out with what you tell people, and I say that some things, keep them to yourself, because there are a lot of times where you may trust someone and you may tell them something and then you hear it being repeated back to you from someone else. That's something for me where it goes into the fact that you can't always trust everyone. I learned that way long ago. I'll probably say in middle school, and it came up a couple more times where I had to learn my lesson, where it's just like, okay, you feel like you can trust someone, and sometimes people create this this facade in front of you, and they're like, okay, you can trust me. Hey, like, you tell me anything, I'm gonna keep it between me and you. But sometimes people are snakes. People are extremely sneaky, and they can go behind your back and they can tell your information to someone else. So you really have to be extremely careful. So what I do now is, if there's something that I don't want repeated, I don't tell it to someone, right? If there's something that I don't mind being repeated, I'll tell it to you. So that's my way of making sure that information that's confidential for me, I keep it to myself, and stuff that I don't mind being repeated, you know, I'll tell the person. And then if it is repeated to me, I'm like, okay, it gives me a hint right there that I can't tell you things in the future that even maybe on a minor scale that are confidential or that may be important. I would say watch out for friends that are jealous or friends that try and bring you down. People that you guys are friends with, they should be uplifting you. Oh man, I have the burps. I just ate jambalaya, so if I look like I'm burping, it's all just, it's so good, it's just coming up. But anyways, so for you guys, a friend should always be uplifting you. They shouldn't be trying to bring you down. If there's someone that's like, oh, man, your shoes are ugly, or just talking crap about you, or they're like, oh, your hair looks messed up, and people, if they're just constantly saying negative things and they're poking at you, they're trying to break you down. So you have to question yourself, and you have to question that friend, and you have to say, hey, like, chill out, you know, don't do that. You have to think, like, is this person really my friend? If someone's trying to break you down, you should not be their friends. And then a lot of people will use the defense mechanism, and they'll say, hey, I'm just kidding, I'm just kidding, I'm just playing. And I say that when someone says that I'm just playing, they see your reaction, and they don't want you to know that they truly meant that. If they see that you're hurt, it's almost like a way of hiding behind, it's like throwing a rock at someone and hiding behind a curtain. And you have to question yourself and say, hey, is that person genuinely playing, or are they not playing? They're not playing. You know what I mean? Someone, if they say something like that, they want to hurt you, and they're just saying that because they really don't want you to know that they wanted to give that to you. So I would say to watch out for those things, and if someone's trying to hurt you, separate yourself. Friends should be uplifting you, and also friends should be honest with you. If there is a friend that, you know, you did something wrong and they're like, hey, like, I didn't appreciate this, that's a friendship right there. That friend is being honest with you, and they're talking to you, and you guys can work on those things. So pretty much, as you get older, that's what I find. You notice a lot more things. Some people never notice, and then it comes with time, but you get to notice what friendships are genuine and what friendships aren't. And some friendships are shortchanged. Even in my young adulthood, I find that I'll have a friend that I'm really close to, and I think I'm someone who, I'm a genuine friend. I always put my all into someone's bucket, and sometimes that person will automatically change up, and I'm like, what did I do? Like, why'd you switch up on me? But sometimes it just happens. It's out of your control. So I would say that if you do get close to someone, even something for myself to work on is to make sure that I don't get too attached, and that I'm able to say, like, hey, if I lose this friend, I'll be okay. But if you guys have any more questions or any recommendations, any thoughts, any stories, please put them down. I really want to hear you guys' stories as well. So let me know. Peace.